In a hurry? Can't listen to an entire court report? Well, you're in the right spot. It's time for Court Report To Go.
Hello, welcome to this week's edition of the Court Report To Go. I'm your host, David Amboys. Don't have a lot of time, so let's get going. Scott Olson, he's been on fire lately. The driver from Wisconsin won last week at Silverstone and has won the ART and CORT National Cup Series events at Watkins Glen. So what did he do to cap it off? He won in trading paints, of course. Scott dominated, leading all but 2 laps on his way to the victory. Tyler Tucker and Mike Husby battled tooth and nail for the championship, and Tyler was able to extend his points lead by 3 to a total of 13 heading to the ovals. Mike Husby, Andrew Hayes, Troy McLaughlin with his first run in court. Great to see him with a 5th place finish. Kyle Young, Scott Mullen, Cody McCorkle, Joseph Servone, Alex Boffoli in 10th. Will Roberts in 11th, Patrick Healy in 12th, Julian Medore in 13th, Johnny Williams in 14th, Carson Abe 15th, Ryan Sullivan 16th, Riley Roush 17th, David Amboys with another disappointing run, finishing last in consecutive races. The CORT Trading Paints Championship Series is going to be at the Pocono Raceway to cap off the CORT Triple Crown. It's the Pocono 250 this upcoming Monday. As always, it will be on TSTV for those of you who can't attend live, and it's sure to be a good one with the point standings just looking like this, with Tyler Tucker leading Mike Husby by 13 heading into the Tricky Triangle next week. Shifting gears to the American Racing Tour, they already were in Pocono last week for the Pocono 100, and James Gutta was able to take home the victory over Alex Boffoli, John Dragonetti, Riley Roush, Steve Lovender in 5th, Mike Husby 6th, Johnny Williams 7th, Brian Sullivan 8th, Scott Olson 9th, after a tough break for Scott leading the most laps. Andrew Hayes 10th, Morgan Murphy 11th, Cody McCorkle 12th, Chris Sweat 13th, Matthew Trace 14th, and Carson Abe 15th. The CORT American Racing Tour point standings are separated by only 4 points heading into the final race, the Finale 75 at Chicagoland next week. And finally, the CORT National Cup Series was in action last night at Pocono as well. And Sean Brightsman, it was a bittersweet victory for the Washington State-based driver. He said before the event that unfortunately he will be forced to miss the Bristol event next week, effectively ending his championship hopes. But he still had a great run with leading 53 laps on his way to his 4th victory of the season. Last week's winner, Scott Olson, just wasn't quite able to catch up to him. He finished 2nd. Mike Husby gained valuable points. Even the little bit will count. He finished 3rd. Brian Sullivan 4th. Stephen Taylor, for his first time at Pocono, a 5th place is great for him. Points leader Julian Medore ran into some issues late in the going, unfortunately came home 6th and lost some ground ahead of Husby going into Bristol next week. James Gutta 7th, Kevin Bartelt making a return, he finished 8th, Steve Lovender 9th, Cody McCorkle 10th, Christian Kendall with an 11th place finish, not indicative of his run, he had a good run going. Johnny Williams 12th, David Amboys 13th, a tough break. Zach Hill 14th, Nathan Bowers 15th, Patrick O'Toole 16th, Morgan Murphy 17th, and Chris Sweat 18th. CORT National Cup Series heads to the last great Coliseum. It's the Bristol Motor Speedway next week for the running of the Sharpie 300, and the points look as this. Julian Medore could leave Bristol with a lock on the championship if he is 48 points or above of Mike Husby leaving Bristol. He's 34 ahead of him. Sean Brightsman still mathematically in it, but unfortunately announced this week that he was unable to make it for Bristol, so that will effectively end it. He's 46 back, but the provisional will only pay 5. Therefore, it's pretty much ending his chances at the championship. Anyways, thank you very much for listening to another Court Report to Go. This format has kind of taken off. I appreciate people with the feedback that we get. I've heard everything from it's too short, which is kind of ironic because the court report was complained about for being too long. So let's make a decision here, folks. Anyways, this upcoming week is going to be awesome. The Pocono 250 for the Indy cars, for the Training Paint Series. The Bristol Sharpie 300 under the lights, penultimate round for the National Cup Series. The ART is finishing their season at Chicago this upcoming Sunday. It's going to be one hell of a fight for every championship, and I can't wait. Anyways, I've been your host, David Amboys. Thank you for listening to another Court Report to Go. So long, everybody.